Tetap mau 3-3.
Iya, apa ya? Pokoknya yang udah 3.
Wahai para tenaga kesehatan, berjuang
Itu bilang kalau anak pergi kamu bantai ini kok ya.
Baru kondisi darurat, teleponnya on call kan, baru mikirin on call gitu, yang ditelepon susah, mikirin on call juga ribet cewek, akhirnya kan malah
Kalau seperti itu nanti tolong kalau ada jadwal yang lengkap jangan komplain dan mengeluh. Itu saja. Ya, karena yang saya tahu setiap saat keluhannya selalu aku baru jaga ini, aku jaga lagi. Ya, dok, saya baru jaga ini. Karena
bawah terus bawah pokoknya.
tes.
Langsung aja ke bawah. Ke atas lagi.
Ini pakai nih udah isolasi ya. Ininya.
Atau tetap sini. Pindah sini.
Enggak, gini aja. Coba.
Suaranya mana?
Bocor.
Ini kan bisa.
Oh iya. Udah pinter gitu, Mbak.
Ya, itu kan dikit-dikit tau Mas.
Tes.
Tes.
Attention please, ladies and gentlemen. The seminar is about to begin. Before we begin, we would like to deliver the rules during the seminar.
Number 1, please write your Zoom account with your full name and add your institution after your name. For example, Malindaskar_Poltekkes.
Number 2, please turn on your video during the seminar.
Number 3, please join us from the beginning until the end of this seminar.
And number 4, for our convenience, the room chat will be disabled. It will be used by the panitia for the information sharing.
First of all, let's praise the Almighty God for His blessings. We are able to attend this seminar. A very good morning and a warm welcome to Midwifery International Conference, Midwifery Department Health Polytechnic of Semarang, entitled Becoming a Quality Generation in the 5.0 era. Tuesday, the 8th November 2022.
The Honorable Director of Health Polytechnic of Semarang, Head of Midwifery Department, Health Polytechnic of the Ministry of Health Semarang, Secretary of Midwifery Department, Health Polytechnic of the Ministry of Health Semarang, Head of Diplomatry Study Program, Applied Bachelor and Midwife Profession Semarang, Head of Indonesia Midwife Association in Central Java Regional Board, lecturers, staff, and employees of the Semarang Health Polytechnic, Ministry of Health of Semarang, and distinguished participants from Indonesia and the other countries.
We would also like to honor and welcome our prominent speakers on today's seminar. Dr. Hadiza Haji Abdul Mukmin, Associate Professor Piana Tuto, PhD RN. Mrs. Umaroh SKM, STR Kep, MKes. Mrs. Ferry Anita Wijayanti, SKep, PD, MIT.
Now, please allow us to first briefly go through the agenda as follows. Number 1, opening. Number 2, singing National Anthem Indonesia Raya, continued with March Semarang Health Polytechnic and Hymn Semarang Health Polytechnic. Number 3, chanting prayers. Number 4, report of Committee Chairman International Seminar. Number 5, welcome speech from Head of Midwifery Department, continued with welcoming remark by Director of Semarang Health Polytechnic. Number 6, photo session. Number 7, presentation of material and continued with question and answer. Number 8, Midwifery International Competition Certificate submission. Number 9, continue the presentation of material with question and answer. And number 10 is closing.
Today's seminar will consist of 3 sessions. The first session will be covered by one speaker, and the second session for another one speaker, and the third session for another 2 speakers. In the afternoon, the agenda will be ended by closing remarks from the committee. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, before starting our agenda, let's begin by reciting Basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Coming up for the brief moment, we would like to invite you to sing our national anthem, Indonesia Raya, continued with March Semarang Health Polytechnic and Hymn Semarang Health Polytechnic. For participants who are in this room, are requested to stand up. Please stand up. Please be seated.
Before we move to the next agenda, let's pray together. The prayer will be guided by Mr. Rozikan, SKM MKes. Time is yours.
Checking suara bisa masuk.
Yes, sir, we can hear your voice.
Oke. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us bow our head for a moment. Pray to God Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, so that our international seminar can be precious to all of us. I will lead this prayer based on the teaching of Muslim. And those who are not Muslim, you are pleased to pray according to each of your belief. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Hamdan na'imin, hamdan yuwafi ni'amahu wa yukafi mazidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhil karim wa 'azimi sultan. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali sayyidina Muhammad. Oh Allah, this day, November 8, 2022. At this beautiful time, we can meet at the event about an international midwifery seminar with the theme Becoming a Quality Generation in the 5.0 era. Make this international seminar as a useful science assembly, as a medium of sharing useful idea, knowledge, and experience of scholars, researchers, and students from the discipline of midwifery. May the seminar we organize today benefit to our life, broaden our knowledge, change our idea, so we can be a productive and successful. Allah, guide and bless our heart and our mind with the light of your guidance. Impart your supreme wisdom of our activities. Help us to speak our mind clearly. Help us to listen to each other, respect each other, love each other, so that we are included to the blessed person. O Allah, protect us from unintended temptation, show us the right path, and give us knowledge and strength to perform good things. Equally, show us and make it clear the bad thing and give us knowledge and strength to avoid them. O Allah, you are the one who can fulfill your dua. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar. Wassallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wasallam. Walhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you to Mr. Rozikan SKM MKes, who has guided the prayer for us. May Allah always give us guidance and help. Amen.
The next agenda is committee report from the chairman of the Committee for the International Midwifery Seminar, which will be delivered by Syaharani Dwi Kurnia. For Syaharani Dwi Kurnia, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Head of the Midwifery Department of Health Polytechnic Ministry of Health Semarang and Health of the Midwifery Department, lecturer, staff, seminar participant, and of course, great speaker at international seminar. First of all, let us praise the presence of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the most gracious and merciful God, because with His permission, today we can gather here to join the 2022 Midwifery International Seminar held by the Student Association of Department of Midwifery. Salawat and greetings are praised to Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has brought us to migrate from the era of ignorance to an era of dignity and knowledge. And we will always look forward to his intercession on the last day. The theme that we raise in this international seminar is Becoming Quality in the 5.0 era. The background with this theme is related to the increasingly rapid development of science and technology in the 21st century, which also gave birth to change so that teaching and learning activities are obtained that can add insight, relationship, and hopes that can be implemented in the future. What if directly from various speakers from within the country and abroad who have succeeded in the world of health, namely midwifery, so that they can be abroad who have succeeded in the world of health. Motivate to follow in the footsteps of speakers who have been successful in the health sector. Present for speaker at the main speaker, namely Dr. Hadiza Haji Abdul Mumin from Brunei Darussalam University, Associate Professor Priyanat Suro, PhD RA from Chiang Mai University, Mrs. Umaro SKM STRKP MKes, Head of Diplomatry Study Program of Midwifery Semarang, Indonesia, and Mrs. Ferry Anita Wijayanti, alumni of Midwifery Department, Health Polytechnic, Ministry of Health, Semarang, Indonesia. This seminar can be held thanks to the help of everyone. Therefore, on this occasion, allow us thank who has participated in this seminar. That we cannot mention one by one. We also explain our highest appreciation to our committee members who have worked hard of the success of this seminar. We hope that all participants can take advantage of this seminar for something good and be implemented as well as possible. We do apologize in confidence that all participants who attend will be benefit greatly from this seminar. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you to Ms. Syaharani.
Without further ado, now please welcome the Head of Midwifery Department, Mrs. Sri Rahayu S.Kep Nurse, STRKep MKes, to deliver the welcome speech. Mrs. Sri Rahayu, we give you the floor.
Check.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to welcome everyone to our beautiful international midwifery seminar today. Our guest of honor, Associate Professor Dr. Pianut Suto from Chiang Mai University, Dr. Khadijah Haji Abdul Mumin from University of Brunei Darussalam, Mrs. Umaroh, STRKEP SKM MKes from Poltekkes Kemenkes Semarang, Mrs. Ferry Anita Wijayanti, SKEP BD MIT Midwifery Alumni Association, who will speaking later this morning. The head of Department of Health Polytechnic of the Ministry of Health Semarang, the head of Semarang Diplomatry Midwifery Study Program, the head of undergraduate program in Applied Midwifery and Midwifery Professional Education in Semarang, the head of UPP Kendal Campus, lecturers and employees of the Semarang Midwifery Department. All of the seminar participants are warmly welcome at our colleague's annual function. Also the chair of DBM, the president of BEM, and the governor of the Student Association at Health Polytechnic of the Ministry of Health Semarang, whom we love and are proud of. All praise and gratitude we pray to the presence of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala on the abundance of His grace and gift, so that this opportunity and have to attend the International Midwifery Seminar in the year 2022. Salawat and greeting always accompany the in Yawmal Qiyamah letter. Amin. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Art and the entire committee who have fully contributed so that the seminar can be held well. We also thank the participants for their enthusiasm for participants in this seminar, so at the lively atmosphere this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, the International Midwifery Conference is a series of activities held by the Student and Alumni Association as a work program carried on during the period. Holding of the International Midwifery Conference is meant to be an activity to expand science and knowledge thus obtained from teaching and learning activity, insight and relationship, and hopefully can be implemented in the future. Students can also get to abroad. Students can also get to know and be motivated directly by variety of speakers from home and abroad who have been successful in the world of health, namely midwifery, so they can be motivated to follow in the footsteps of speakers who have been successful in the health sector. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme raised in the seminar is being a quality generation in era 5.0. Digital-based health services are a form of unlinked industry 5.0, the form of implementation that appeared in this human gene treatment from conventional medicine to digital medicine, or what we usually call intermedicine. Ladies and gentlemen, as a midwife, we must always be updated with information, update to science and technology, and understand the new literacy. This international seminar is a solution for prospective midwife facing in 5.0. So will become midwife who always to stay current with technology development, skill, and creative. Last but not least, we would like to thank the academic community, especially the Director of Health Polytechnic Ministry of Health Semarang, who has provided facility and motivation so that international seminars can run well. We will be pleased if the director will mean opening this morning's program. We apologize if there are still many shortcomings in this program. Happy participating in the program. Hopefully, it will be profitable and the next few minutes will be enjoyable and fruitful for every one of you. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for the welcome speech from Mrs. Sri Rahayu S.Kep Nurse, STR-Kep MKes.
Now, please welcome the Excellencies Director of Semarang Health Polytechnic, represented by Deputy Director 1, Dr. Marsum B. SPD MHP, to give his remarks as well as to open this international seminar of Midwifery Department, Health Polytechnic of Semarang. To Dr. Marsum B. SPD MHP, time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Best wishes for all of us. The honorable speakers, firstly, Professor Dr. Pianut Surofrom from Chiang Mai University. Secondly, Dr. Hadijah Haji Abdul Mukmin from Brunei Darussalam University. The third, Miss Umaroh SKM MKes from Poltekkes Kemenkes Semarang. And the fourth, Miss Ferry Anita Wijayanti SKep MMid from Midwifery Alumni Association. All distinguished guests, all managers of Semarang Department Midwifery, the chairman of DPM, president of BEM, governor of HIMA within the scope of Poltekkes, and lecturer, employees, and participants whom we love and are proud of. Praise and gratitude we always pray to the presence of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for the abundance of His mercy and grace, so that this morning we are given the opportunity and health to attend the International Midwifery Seminar in 2022. Salawat and salam be upon the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who we will always look forward syafaat in Yaumil Qiyamah later. Amin. Thank you for the outstanding speaker who have been willing to share their knowledge with us. Thank you also to the committee for organizing this online internal seminar. And lastly, thank you to all participants who have joined this online seminar. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the vision of the Health Polytechnic of Semarang is to be recognized internationally. And one of the efforts to achieve this vision is to collaborate with foreign institutions by holding this online international seminar. The theme of seminar are becoming a quality generation in the 5.0 era. Ladies and gentlemen, the emergency of this 5.0 industrial revolution meet a new phase in the past of technology progress era 5.0 is a new era in social life that has been integrated with technology system in the form of IoT or Internet of Things and artificial intelligence that can process big data and analyze data. Through the era society 5.0, the existence of artificial intelligence that pay attention to the human side can transfer millions of data collected through the internet in all areas of people's life, so that it is expected to help human life more meaningful life due to the balance of economic achievement with the resolution of social problems. In the health sector, technology can make it easy to get health information. This era of 5.0 forced us to be able to carry out the process of adapting to existing changes. By holding this kind of international seminar, I hope that the Midwifery Department is able to improve the quality of graduates who can provide quality health services by utilizing advanced in digital technology in the era of society 5.0. I hope so too. Before ending my speech, let me open the international seminar with the theme Becoming a Quality Generation in the 5.0 era by saying Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hopefully, this event can run smoothly and bring great benefits to all of us. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your participation. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for the director who has officially opened today's international seminar.
And now we will hold a photo session. To all participants, please have a photo together. All participants who have joined via Zoom, please turn on your video. For the first slide, 1, 2, 3. For the second slide, 1, 2, 3. For the third slide, 1, 2, 3. For the first slide, for the fourth slide, 1, 2, 3. For the fifth slide, 1, 2, 3. For the sixth slide, 1, 2, 3. For the seventh slide, 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
We would like to say thank you to our director, Dr. Marsumbi, SPD, MHP, who has come and opened this international seminar. If you have another agenda, it is free to leave the room.
Excellencies, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to move to our main agenda, that is the presentation session.
Let's start the first session. Distinguished participants, it is indeed a great pleasure for us this morning. I would like to say welcome to Dr. Hadiza Haji Abdul Mumin from Brunei Darussalam University as the speakers for the session. Hello, Dr. Hadiza. Good morning. I'm sorry, before we move to the main agenda, we will hold a photo session for the committee here. For the committee lecturers, please. Okay.
Tunjukkan generasi husada muda, Poltekkes Semarang kebanggaan bangsa. Tunjukkan pada dunia kita bisa majukan kesehatan Indonesia. Kobarkan api jiwa, bangun semangat, satu tujuan Indonesia sehat. Di bawah kampus Polkesmatku, ku pakai alma mater kebanggaanku. Bulatkan tekad dan mantapkan jiwa, bersama Polkesmat kita istimewa. Tunjukkan pada dunia kita bisa majukan kesehatan Indonesia.
Hello everyone, I couldn't hear you from my side here. Can you all hear me?
Yes, Doctor, can.
We're sorry for the interruption. Hello, Dr. Hadiza. Are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Nah, good morning, Dr. Hadiza. How are you today?
Good morning. Alhamdulillah. How are you all? Are you okay? Very beautifully dressed. Very beautiful function. Well done.
Yes, we're fine here, and we can hear your voice clearly.
Fantastic. Yep.
Okay, in this session, it will be led by Mrs. Heni Rosiana, SSIT MKes as moderator, and Mrs. Dewi Andang Prastika, SSIT MKes as co-moderator. So, Mrs. Andang, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of session of this conference is about to begin. Thank you very much for preparing yourself, all of you, to join our conference in the Zoom meeting and on this room. The Honorable, our speaker, Mrs. Dr. Hadijah binti Haji Abdul Mukmin from Brunei Darussalam University. I would like to say hello to Dr. Hadijah. Good morning, Doctor.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, I hope you always fine. Welcome to Zoom meeting and thank you for your join, Doctor.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, all the participants of the seminar, I am Heni Rosiana and my partner, Mrs. Andang Dewi Prastika as co-moderator. We are very pleased to see you here in this seminar and welcome all of you to this join in this conference, which the theme is Becoming a Quality Generation in the 5.0 Era. Okay, Mrs. Andang, would you please to read the curriculum vitae for the Dr. Hadijah?
Thank you, Mrs. Heni. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased. Our speakers. The first speaker is Dr. Hadijah Haji Abdul Mukmin from University of Brunei Darussalam.
I will share my material over my site. Do you want me to?
The operator will show curriculum vitae of Dr. Hadijah. Okay. Dr. Hadijah binti Haji Abdul Mukmin. She was born on 25th of February 1972 Senior Assistant Professor of Midwifery in RSP. Now, she is appointed as a young senior lecturer in School of Nursing and Midwifery, Latrobe University, Australia, from 2020 to 2023, and still of for educational qualification of Mrs. Dr. Khadijah binti Haji Abdul Mumin. She got her PhD in Southampton University, United Kingdom on 2015, and she finished her postdoctorate in International Visiting Scholar by Visiting Research Associate in University of Michigan School of Nursing in 2015. Dr. Khadijah binti Haji Abdul Mumin active and in many professional activities such as leadership project, academic, social, and community services, fellowship and awards. And Dr. Khadijah also active in research and many publication in nursing, midwifery, health sciences, education and practice, workplace health and safety, psychology of health and illness, culture study, anthropology, ethnography, case study, qualitative research, and historical research scope.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Andang. Let me inform how the presentation will be going on. First, Dr. Khadijah will be invited to present the presentation, which the title is The Essential of Self-Care in Midwifery Towards Reaching 5.0 Era. It will take time about 25 minutes, Doctor, for presentation and 5 minutes for question and answer, and followed by conclusion. For all the participants, if you have any question, you can write on the room chat, and next I will deliver to the speaker. Moving along to our session, Dr. Khadijah, please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Doctor, do you
Thank you.
want to screen by yourself or by us?
I have shared my screen. Can you see my screen?
Okay, thank you.
Can everyone share my see my screen? Can you all see it?
Yes. Yes.
Fantastic. Right. Okay. So I'm gonna be talking about the essential self-care and survival skills in midwifery towards the Industrial Revolution 5.0. Actually, it is also applicable to nurses and as well as any university level students. But for today, I will focus it specifically to midwifery. Thank you, organizer, for inviting me in this prestigious seminar. I will try my best to share as best as I can. This topic is actually matched with my area of interest, which is the psychology of health and illness, and as well as the nursing and midwifery education. First of all, what is midwifery? Who is a midwife? So as you can see from this cloud, you can see it is about midwife, about pregnancy, about the caring profession, about a person who is taking care of the woman, the family, and the babies. So at one side of the hand, which is the left-hand side, you can see that a midwife or midwifery is dealing with woman. She is also dealing with a couple, the man and the woman. She's also dealing with the baby and as well as the family. So a midwife is multitasking. A midwife has a very, very important job. and has a very high responsibility. And it is a profession which is autonomous in its view. So there are many factors that affect midwifery care. As you can see from here, as a midwife, we need to be able to give physical care to the woman throughout pregnancy, whether it is during antenatal, taking care of their antenatal care, labor care during delivery, postnatal care after the delivery, babies, up until 28 days, and in some countries, it is up until 5 years. Psychologically, how they cope with their pregnancy, their labor, their postnatal period, and coping with the baby. Socio-cultural care, which means that we have to respect their culture, what they cannot do, what they can't do, what they are doing that can risk their life and the babies. Religious and spiritual, what are the things that is required by the religion, and what keep them healthy mentally and spiritually. And the people who are affected by midwifery care that we need to remember is the husband. The close person comes second, because a pregnant woman, a woman who have baby, usually apart from the husband, she may have a best friend, a person who is close to her. Then come the family, which is the immediate, the children, and the extended, which is the sibling, the mother, the father. Healthcare professionals have very important jobs in ensuring provision of maternity care to the woman. The institution or the healthcare system should have the facilities adequate to give the midwifery care. And the society, community, and the state. What are the contexts of the country that can affect midwifery care? So if you can see here, the provision of midwifery care comprise of the general care, and also in some part, there are care that needs counseling. So this comprise of care at home during the pregnancy. How do we make sure that the woman is taking care of herself at home? What are the care that we give at the hospital, at the clinic? What are the care that we give after discharge and the subsequent? We don't stop after they give baby. In 6 weeks after postnatal, we see them. And then the care should be given by interprofessional, the midwife, the doctors, multidisciplinary, the ultrasonography, the X-ray people, the lab people, and healthcare at the community is very important for the home nursing and domiciliary care. So for cohesive and holistic midwifery care, the woman need to be feeling safe if they are at home during the antenatal period and during the postnatal period. They need to know where to go, whether it is to the labor room, if they have contraction, whether it is, they go to the antenatal clinic, to the maternal and child health clinic, whether they go to the emergency department, whether they go to outpatient department. Do they have the adequate information for this? What are their equity and the rights of treatment? Are they given the options? Are they given the full explanation of everything that they can access to? What are the supportive and the supportive support for them, for transition, for their coping from pregnancy to having a baby, to becoming a mother? In hospitalization, such as breastfeeding, what are the support? Are they being respected? Can we give them compassionate care? What are the follow-up and the continuity care? So it needs to be done in partnership, collaboration with other multidisciplinary and interprofessional team, consistent from one place to another, and also quality and safe care. So having said that, what are the expectations of a graduate midwife? We have been talking about the ideal of midwifery care. What should a woman receive? What should a husband receive? What should a family receive? But what are our expectations of the midwife upon graduation? They need to be job ready. So they need to be able to provide the basic midwifery care, comprehensive, cohesive, holistic, individualized, and unique. And they are also independent practitioner. They are autonomous. They need to use and be able to use research and evidence-based practice in their practice. They need to be critical. They need to be able to reasoning, do problem solving, evaluate their care, analyze their care, and make decision. And of all, they need global skills because you are in the global market. You know, people in Indonesia come over to Brunei to work. People from Brunei can come over to Indonesia, vice versa, and many other parts of the world, in Philippines, in Malaysia, in Singapore, even in Qatar or in Dubai, and things like that. So they need the global skills to be able to provide basic midwifery care. Now, what does it mean job ready? First, the expectation is they need to be dynamic. As a graduate midwife, you need to be dynamic. Dynamic to changes. What are the changes? We need to be responsive to the changes, but not reactive. That's mean we need to be adaptable. If you see this picture, you can see the bird there. See the lion wanting to become the bird. See the zebra wanting to become the bird. So this is adaptable. We need to be able to change, to compete with the needs of the woman. Perseverance, we need to keep strong, yeah, and be able to encounter all the obstacles and challenges with strong mind, with strong heart. And then we become resilient, kuat dan bertahan. But question is, are our expectation match with the reality? So what do we have in our midwifery curriculum? In all over the world, in many countries, in all the countries, we focus on two things. First is the classroom component. We teach them theory. We teach them the knowledge. They need to know. Midwife have the knowledge, you know. Student midwife has to know about the physiology of labor, the physiology of pregnancy, what is high-risk pregnancy, all the basic provision of midwifery care. Then they go to the clinical. Before they go to the clinical, they do the practical. They do the simulation in the school. Now the question is, what we always observe, what the students tell us in our recent research is that they cannot be as dynamic as they wanted to be. And they have been viewed as non-responsive. They are being viewed as not having initiative to start their learning. They are being condemned of not being able to adapt and wanting to embrace change. They are being told that they are not adaptable. They are being said that are easily to give up in the clinical practice and easily frustrated, complaints after complaints and complaints. They are weak and shy and they are anxious. They do a lot of thinking, you know, shall I do this? Shall I do that? Why should we do this? Why should we do that? How do we do it? Can we do it this way? How do we do it right? And then sometimes when they are not attended according to their needs, they are being ignorant. They become negative. And most worst, in most cases nowadays, their illness, mental illness, their mental health has been adversely affected. And it causes mental illness among the graduate midwife and even the students before reaching their final year. So what interests us is, what are the reasons actually behind this? In the Industrial Revolution 5.0, there are a lot of things that can cause this. What are the first thing that is in your mind? Intergenerational gap.
Yep. I can hear your voice.
Is this okay? Can you hear me now?
Okay. No,
Yep.
no, okay. Thank you, Miss.
Okay. So intergenerational gaps. The intergenerational gaps is where we have a lot of people with different ages working together. Probably the builders are not going to be there, but definitely the baby boomers are going to be there. Generation X are going to be there, which at the moment, the generation Y and Z is there. So in the coming years, we are going to have the generation Alpha. Who are there? Can you see the difference? Without the faces, with the faces. You can see people from the people who are in their middle age until the younger generation in the 20s. So we have ranges. We have people who age 50s, who age in the 30s, who age in the 20s, and teenagers.
Okay.
Yep, is that okay? Mine here is okay, but I think it's over your side because sometimes I also cannot hear you over your side. Is it okay now?
Okay, yes.
Yep, all right.
Clearly.
Right, can everyone hear me now? Is it okay? Okay, so now looking into the baby boomers, Generation X, Xennials or the Millennials, Generation Y, and Generation Z, these are their strengths. And there are stereotypes about them. If you can see, Generation X are cynical. They are poor team members. The Generation Millennium, they are cynical too, but sometimes they are too confident, sometimes they are lazy. So in Generation Z, they have no loyalty. They can go on the left, they can go on the right. Right, so I hope you can hear me clearly now. Are you okay over your side?
Okay, clearly.
Fantastic. So there are stigma nowadays. We can see the stigma. Because of the intergenerational gaps, we also have stigma. We have discrimination at work. We have bully at work. Why? First is because of the difference in qualification. We have diploma graduate. We have degree graduate. We also have expatriates, people from outside the country. And they become a comparison. We are better than you. You are no good. You don't have any clinical practice. We have clinical practice. Then there are competition. Our program is better than yours. Yours are not better. And what happened? There are silent war, which happens in the clinical, which is very, very sad. But it is reality. So there are unhealthy workplace habits that must be broken. And we, as educational developer, curriculum developer, must address this. There must be equity despite of equality. So as you can see from this picture, if you are addressing the equality, this is what happened. Not everyone has got the right to the skills, to the provision of midwifery care. And it will affect the patients because of our war, because of our stigma, because of our discrimination. So we need to have equity. We need to have everybody having their care on the same page. So what is it that the students want? So a recent study that I did with my midwifery students and also the health sciences students in general, we found that the generation Y, Z, and Alpha, they like to have innovation and creativity in their teaching. They still prefer traditional learning. They said it is traditional, but it never failed them to learn. But they are also keen to learn online. They said that online learning is very important because sometimes they would like to see recorded version of the teaching so that it can top up whatever they have missed. And it is creative anyway. They would like to be participative. They would like to be involved in their learning. They would like to do more group work, problem-based learning that involve their thinking. Flip classroom, doing lecture at home and probably do class activities, role play, and most of all is the simulation. These are what their vision is. So as a lecturer, as the service who provide care, we need to ensure this, not only in the clinical, in the classroom, but also in the clinical. Okay, what benefits it has in the clinical? If only the academics are doing their job at the theoretical side. We need to merge together, to work together to ensure that the students get the utmost benefit out of their diploma, out of their degree. Now, the students nowadays, because they are in different generation, they need psychosocial support system. Because why? Because people compare them, because in the workplace, they are being told that you are lazy, you don't have any initiative. But in fact, there are this intergenerational gap that separate them. Okay, we need to understand what are they strong at and what are the things that they needed help. So first of all, they need family support. Family need not have to compare them with whatever experience. I know that moms and parents always say to their son or daughter, during my time, I faced a hard time. Why you can't face the hard time? Because they are in a generation by which there is no hardness in their life. How could we expect them to be exposed to hard life if we never expose them? They need friend support, they said. I noticed that they like to do group work. They like to eat together in Starbucks, in coffee shops, do work together because they support each other. And this is a very good support system to prevent them from mental illness. They need the lecturer support, guide them, teach them, not be angry and then discriminate them and stigmatize them. You are a generation of no good. You are not strong. But how can we make them strong? That is the question. Conducive educational environment at the clinical, at the classroom. This is very important. So we know that the generation Y and below, Y, X, and Z, and even Alpha, they are lacking in the soft skill inculcation. This is what they say to us. Yeah, they need socialization because they are so much exposed with virtual reality, with their games, with their PUBG, with their ML, Mobile Legend, with the PUBG, the meetings. So they are lacking of socialization. So our responsibility is to socialize them, even before when they undergo the clinical, because socialization in clinical is very fierce, I tell you. I think every one of us has experienced this. This is something that we need to realize without fail. So they need communication skills, how to communicate with people. Generation Y and Z, the millennium generation, they are very abrupt in their communication because they use such word in their Mobile Legend, in their PUBG, in their game. They are harsh in their game. So when they talk with people, they tend to communicate in a harsh way. They need to be self-motivated because they are so exposed to the computers, to their mobile, their lack of self-motivation. The lack of leadership because they are not exposed to reality a lot. The lack of responsibility, which we must equip them to be responsible rather than living in a world, in a game. And then when they face the reality outside there, you see them with no responsibility because they are so afraid of the real world. Teamwork. They need to work in the team. We need to teach them teamwork. We need to teach them problem solving, how to solve problem. We need to teach them the decisiveness, how to make decision, and being able to work under pressure with good time management, flexible, not thinking, okay, this is the way I do my assignment. How many words, teacher? What should I do in my assignment? You said that in the guideline is like this. Can I change it? You know, they are not flexible. So we need to teach them flexibility. And we need to teach them how to negotiate and face conflict resolution. Because in the clinical, believe me, honestly, they are going to be facing fierce working environment. If they are a student, no matter if they are a staff, everyone face a fierce working environment because everyone wants to be the best rather than working in partnership. Not all though, but most of the time. So what are our take-home message today? Can you hear me? Yep. Cannot hear you. I just finish up my talk. Yeah. Right. So what are our take-home message? If you change nothing today, nothing will change ahead of you. So today I've been talking with inspiration, with motivation, in the hope that we all realize where we are. But if you change nothing today, nothing will change. Now let's look into this picture. What do you see? Some of you may see a lady, a beautiful lady, a young lady. But some of you may see an old lady. Similarly, what you can see from here, a grumpy old lady. But if you change your perspective, it is a lady with a smiley face. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. So we need to stop the stigma, stop comparing and competing. We need to collaborate and work in partnership. Not that your program is better than us, but how can we improve better and bridge together one program to another. So the student, the lecturer, educational system, clinical environment, they need to keep learning and improve themselves, keep educating themselves, and never stop learning. So we need to be able to take care of ourselves, whether we are a nurse, a midwife, or a student. You need to just take a break, reflect. How can I be better? How can I take care of myself? What are my weaknesses? How can I improve in my weaknesses? I cannot just please anyone. I need to please myself at least once. So there need to be mindfulness. I know that we have a colleague in our university who are good in this, and I think in any part of the university in the world also. Mindfulness is very important. Take a time, take a break, and think about yourself and be mindful. Religious or spiritual practice is very important. When everything seems gone, you have Allah, you have God. Come back to God and speak to God. He will never fail to listen to you. Even if you are in the earth during middle of the night, He will still listen to you up there. So you need the life skills to survive. Manage your time, manage your assignment, develop your memory, being assertive, know the work culture, adapt to the work culture, become self-aware. You need to be able to persevere. Just go on and continue to become a student midwife, continue to work in the clinical despite of the challenges. Because you know, if you are persevere, you are going to go up there. And we will go together with your colleagues. And when you are up there, you are a winner. Welcome to perseverance. Stay strong. Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much. That's all from me.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Interesting and informative to us. Now we come to question session. You have questions? To all participants, if you have a question, please you can raise your hand and identify yourself, or you can write on the chat room. Okay, well, we wait for the question. Maybe I would like to ask to you, Doctor, as a midwife, sometimes we interact with other people, but in the condition, sometimes it's not uncomfortable or not the same mind with our client. My question is, how can we build a good interaction with our client, considering not in the same mind or in the same perception? And the two, when we face a critical condition, how we can manage ourselves to balance our mind and physically too. Then how to think positive when something we was planned, we want the condition not go with according to our plan. Okay, thank you, Miss.
Thank you very much. Very good questions. All three are very good questions. So I need to remember each one by one. Okay, the first one is, how do we match our expectation and our perception with the woman expectation and perceptions? Yeah. So this is a very difficult things to do, but it can be done, right? So as a midwife, we establish trust. At the very first time when they attended the clinic, the maternal and child health clinic, even during their booking, when they come to book for their care, that is the first time that we need to establish relationship. In order to establish relationship, we need to have a team midwife. Yeah, because it is very difficult to have individual care, because we might not be working all the time. We might not be seeing the patient all the time. But most important is we have continuity of care. That's mean if we have a team, we need the team and everyone in the team to know who their patients or who their women are. So in order to be able to do that, we need to have partnership. We need to be having a relationship and trusting relationship. When we have trusting relationship, we are into their shoes. We understand them, we know them. Then we will have the same perspective and the same perception. It doesn't happen one day. It doesn't happen 2 days. It happened throughout the 9 months, the 38 weeks, or even 40 weeks of the pregnancy. That's the question, the answer for question number 1. The answer for the question number 2 is about what do we do if we are facing critical condition. Okay, this is very good question. For example, in delivering our care, we are facing with different women with different condition. We may face women who might experience antenatal hemorrhage due to miscarriages, due to prenatal loss, intrauterine fetal death, due to probably in labor room you have stillbirth, and you become disturbed because of that. And how you can stay positive and how you ensure that your mental health is okay during that time. It is not easy, but we need self-care. What are the self-care that we need? We need to be able to understand ourselves before we can actually give care to the woman. So what do we need? So probably we need a time to reflect, Probably we need a time to have a conversation, a communication with all the colleagues who are there so that we can reflect on each other. Sometimes we think that, okay, have I done right? Have I done wrong? What do you think? Are you sad? I believe everyone accept during that time. Okay, not only the woman, but also ourselves. So we need to be able to reflect and communicate with each other so that we are venting out our stress. That's one thing. The second thing, probably if you have a counselor in the workplace, we can do a group counseling. Sometimes people are very shy to have individual counseling, so a group counseling is very good. The third one, when you plan things, sometimes it doesn't turn the way it is. Remember, Allah is the best planner. God is the best planner. Whatever you plan, very nice plan during the day. I want to be accepted at work. I want the staff to accept me at work. I want to be good at work. I want to be appreciated at work. And then you do your strategies. And then suddenly, things doesn't go the way you plan. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Things happen. But what do you learn from there? I believe in one day, if you work 8 hours, if your plan change immediately 30 minutes when you start working, you have another 7 hours to work. Use 30 minutes to plan immediately. That's why we need to be responsive, to be adaptable, to be resilient, to be perseverance. This is what it means. You have another 30 minutes to plan. Go out to the toilet if you want. Go out somewhere where you can sit down and write down what you need to plan during that time, the rest of the 7 hours. I think for that is my suggestion. But again, remember, Allah is the best planner. Thank you.
Yes, about the disclaimer for us.
There are 2 questions on pigeonhole. Mrs. Andang would read the question.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Henny. Dr. K, there is 2 questions in pigeonhole. The first question is from Sinta Aristantia. The question is how to deal with the situation where there are still discriminatory and bullying gaps between health workers and other harmful stigmas. And the second one is from Rizky. The question is talking about the life skills. What do you do in your college to teach the student in order to the students have the life skills?
Okay, fantastic questions. All are very good questions. Okay, how to deal with situation where there are still discriminatory and bullying gaps between healthcare workers and other harmful stigmas. So this does not only happen in Indonesia, it also happen in Brunei, although it is not as worse lah. Not happen every time, and we do still have the good midwives and the good nurses, but we do have, I think on 100%, probably it's only about 5% of those people. So how do we handle this? I think one thing is, as a student nurse, student midwife, or even a midwife, newly graduated midwife, as I said earlier, you need all these skills, survival skill, yeah? But on top of that, the workplace need to be addressed about this. If it is worse, if it causes mental health, if it is causing suicide, your director need to know, okay? But on top of that, it's usually it is manageable. It's related to your socialization skill, communication skill, and all those things. And number 2, talking about the life skills, what do you do in your college to teach the student in order the students to have a life skills? Very good question and excellent questions. I think these are the things that probably we might being neglected, or we might being taking for granted all this while. Whatever I have presented today is from our recent study with one of the midwifery students and my colleagues from medicine. We found that it is very fascinating and intriguing that this self-care and survival skills are actually important. Generation Y, Z, and Alpha are not equipped with the survival skills. So our curriculum, I must say, either is failed to address this, or we have the lacking in this because we are too dependent on the hal ehwal pelajar, what do we call that? Student center, students welfare department. We are so depending on the counselor, but on the faculty level, sometimes we might overlook into this. So I think it is high time for us all over the world to address this and to include self-care and survival skill in our curriculum. So in our next steps, we would like to develop a program at the university level, which we will share with the service and all the health sciences provider in Brunei, so that they can use the programs and adopt it. Even though it is not the same, probably for example, private colleges or private university, they might have different situation by which expectation from their parents might also added pressure to their self-care. I've been paying to your tuition fee, you need to be able to be successful and get excellent grade, things like that. So thank you very much for the questions. At the moment, how we tackle it is at university level. We have student welfare department, and we also have counseling department. But we in our faculty level, we also have student welfare department, but it is underutilized by the students, probably because of the intergenerational gaps, which causes stigma. Because if you see the counselor, people will say that you are mad, you are crazy, you are gila, but actually it is not. You really need that. So I think it is not only for the student, also the staff. The staff are also suffering from all this mental health stigma. Number 3, permission to ask, Miss, what if the environment around us does not support us to develop while our daily activities are with them? How can we start to be better but still not stay away from them? This is very good question as well. So actually, ideally, we need to be working in partnership. We need to be working, in collaboration with each other. So if you are working in the world, you are working with a boss. If the boss doesn't like your idea, find a way to get into your boss. Find a way to win their heart, but do it the good way, not the bad way. So I think that's what from my perspective, because from my life experience, I also face all this problem, and I learn it from from the hardness of life until to where I'm now. But most important thing is perseverance, and your planning, your game plan should be matched with your boss. Find time, talk to your boss, confront them. I know generation Y, Z, and Alpha, they are very confronting. Not like our generation X, we just keep quiet. So when you confront it in a good way. I believe people can accept our opinion, but do it nicely using good communication skills. Thank you.
Thank you. I hope this explains the situation for you. Doctor, this is a very amazing presentation, but I'm so sorry we have limited time.
That's fine.
So
Thank you so much.
yes, maybe a short closing statement from Doctor.
Thank you very much, organizer, for again inviting me in this seminar or conference, and I would like to thank everybody to come abroad. So in the future, I would like to do collaboration in terms of research in this area. Probably we start from Brunei, and then when we develop the instrument to test it outside the countries, I would like to invite people from Indonesia to come on board with us to do this research together. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much, Doctor. Okay, I will read a conclusion of this session of self-care of midwifery is important things. We have a great responsibility in clients, so we have to balance our time for client and our responsibility, and balance in mindful body and physically too, so we can always bersyukur, great, and do everything with happiness. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the session. As the representative of the committee, I would like to say thank you very much, Dr. Hadiza, for your amazing and interesting seminar. We hope we can meet again in another sessions. Thank you very much, and give applause to Dr. Hadiza.
Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay. So, well, because the session is over, so it's time for us to say goodbye. Apologies if there are any mistake from us as moderator during the sessions. Thank you very much for your attention. Bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much to Dr. Hariza Haji Abdul Mumin from Brunei Darussalam University as the speakers. And we want to thank you to Mrs. Heni Rosiana, SSIT MKes, and Mrs. Dewi Andang Prastika, SSIT MKes, as moderator and co-moderator. Next, we will hand the certificate for the speaker. Here is the certificate for Dr. Hariza Haji Abdul Mumin. Thank you very much. Please give round of applause.
Now we begin the second session. In this session, we would like to welcome the speakers, Associate Professor PhD RN as the speaker for the session. Sawadika, Associate Professor Piano Zuto, it is an honor to have you in this seminar. How are you today?
Yeah, fine. Good morning for everyone.
Yeah. Good morning, Miss. Okay, this session will be led by Mrs. Hanifa Andi Setiana Putri as moderator and Mrs. Septalia Isharyati MPH as co-moderator. To Miss and Mrs. Septalia, time is yours.
Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable our speaker, Associate Professor Pianut Suto, PhD RM from Chiang Mai University, Thailand. Welcome to Zoom meeting and thank you for your join. Before we start this session, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Hanifa as moderator and Mrs. Septa as co-moderator for this session. First of all, I would like to say hello to Pianut Suto. Good morning. How are you today?
Yes, fine. Thank you.
Thank you. Before Pianut presenting the presentation, we would like to read her curriculum vitae. Please, Mrs. Septa.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Hanifa. I would like to read the Dr. Pianut profile. And the name Associate Professor Pianut PhD RM. She is in Obstetric and Gynecology Nursing Department, Nursing Faculty, Chiang Mai University, Thailand. Dr. is an professor. She is in Obstetric and Gynecology Nursing at the Faculty of Nursing, Chiang Mai,
University. She graduated with a bachelor degree from the Faculty of Nursing, Chiang Mai University. Then she went on to study for a master's degree in maternal and child nursing and a PhD for the Faculty of Nursing, Mahidol University. Dr. Pianut research area are midwifery practice, gestational weight gain, postpartum weight retention, and maternal mental health. Advance in midwifery, in information and technology, comprehensive systematic review trainer. And she also completed the training course of human subject protection and good clinical practice on 15 until 16 July 2021 at Faculty of Medicine, Chiang Mai University. Dr. Pianut has so many experiences as a keynote speaker and expert lecturer in Indonesia, especially in maternal and child neonatal services. And for the last 5 years, she has a lot of publication of the result of her study. That's all, Ms. Hanifa.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Septalia. Okay, Dr. Pianut, this session will take time for about 25 minutes for the presentation and 10 minutes for question and answer session. Okay, so let's get started for the presentation. Dr. Pianut, please welcome to present your presentation, which the title is Becoming a Quality Generation in the 5.0 Era. Do you want to share screen, the material by yourself?
Yes. I show my slide here. Do you see it or not?
Yes, okay.
That's
Time
okay?
is yours.
Okay. I would like to good morning for everybody that invite me in these occasions. Very proud of me. So the ones that I would like to share for all of you is about the becoming a quality generation in the 5th era. And also the ones that I would like to show is about the soft skill. Excuse me, I think I should stop share for a while and I will show it again. Excuse me. Excuse me. That is okay that you see it's one, my PowerPoint.
I'm so sorry, we can see your presentation.
Didn't see?
Not yet.
Again, I will share it again.
Not yet. Doctor, would you
Maybe
mind?
I send my slide and would you like to share for me?
Okay.
That is okay?
Yes, okay.
Okay, for a while. So sorry that is the disturb time.
No problem, doctor. The committee will share screen about your material.
This one.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, thank you. For becoming a quality generation in the 5th era, one thing that I think is necessarily one is the innovation. It's like a soft skill. Next slide, please. Yes, for the soft skill, in the 5th era, the midwifery and nurse should practice in many soft skills because everything changes, the global changes. So nurse and midwife should be changes as well. And one competency that I think is very necessary is a innovative creations. Next slide, please. For the innovations concept, I think it's very easy if everyone know about this concept. From this paper, from the Taiwan's creativity-based design process, they try to explain how to develop the innovation concept for the newbies, for the student, for the nurse of midwifery. They compile, they tell that they have 3 process: divergent, transformation, and convergence. Let's see what is in the sub content is mean. Next slide. Yes, for this one, they try to develop a new motorcycle, and how they do. The first step, they say that we should take the old one, the old motorcycle, and separate the motorcycle in pieces, such as wheel, such as a handle, such as a seats, some things. When we try to separate in each, we call this step is divergence. It's a divergent. Take it small pieces. And then if you want to transform or develop a new one, you just change some pieces inside here. Such as if you want to sell this motorcycle to another group for the teenager might need a loud noise of the motorcycle. So you might change some point or some like make it more noises in the motorcycle. Changes is some. In this process we call transformation. After you change it, such as another part that you want to change is the seed. If you do it the same way, such as a flat seed, it look like the last one or the previous one. If you want to make a new one, the seed might be changes like this. A first half is flat and a second half is sharp. When the young girl stay beside or behind the rider, every time the female young girl slide the body until attached to the driver, so the driver might slide this motorcycle. So after you change it some point and then turn it back for the convergence, in this point you will have got a new motorcycle which has something inside changes, especially the seat, not flat at the time, but the first half is flat and the second half is sharp. It might make the driver lover like this motorcycle. So this is like a concept of the new innovations for you to justify or develop in a new things. Please, next slide. Yes, next one, please. Yes, this is like a dishes because of I am a wife and a mother, so I need to do many dishes for my son. In the first picture, it look like a pork on the rice and top up with the eggs. This is generally you can see it's in Thailand. We call kapao kai khai dao. It's in Thai. However, if you want to change or minor changes for this, you can switch from the egg top changes to be egg under the pork. The pork will top on. Just only that, you will got a new dishes. Or in another way, in the third picture, it's like a fried rice. And you put maybe pork, crabs, shrimp, or anything that you want. And if you want to do a fried rice in a new dishes, you can change it. Since rice, not a white rice, but maybe yellow rice or a brown rice, and changes the pork to be a crabs or in anything. You can change it in many ways, and you can got a new got a new dishes of the fried rice many way. However, for of this we call minor changes. Please next slide. This one is the major changes, because we can see the car and the another car look like the same car, but the major one is in the red car use a oil, but the yellow car is use a electric. So this is the major changes. I didn't expected that nurse or midwifery can do a major changes like this, but you can use some ingredients or some things and choose and changes minor changes. If you can do it, you will create or do in a new things quite a lot. Next one, please. Yes, this one is look like we call innovation transform. Before the crabs or panda will come in this year or 2 or 3 years ago, we have a Pizza Hut before. The inside the Pizza Hut, they have only pizza. And if you want to take a pizza, you can call such as 1112 and calling them just only order what the kinds of the pizza, but all inside is just only it. But if you changes the create a new one, it look like the same. They have the driver and they have a box, but inside it changes, definitely changes, not a pizza anymore. You can order in many things at the menu, and it can deliver the food into the door of your house. Let's see, this is like one kind of the innovation transform. The new ones, please. The new slide, please. Yes, this is the time to changes or apply the innovation concept to the midwifery care. Let's see how to do next. Yes, please. This one is a cover for the nursing, for the breastfeeding cover. It's quite expensive in Thailand, 1,190 baht. Maybe I think it's quite, I cannot remember until now how many in your money in your country, but in Thailand it's quite expensive. Just only the cover, a cloth cover the body like this. However, if the nurse need to change the breastfeeding cover like this, how you to do? Next slide, please. For this one, they have many kinds of shirts that the new the midwifery can create. For the first picture, let's see, it can divide the upper and lower, and when you take it up for the upper one, it's like a twist the clothes like this, and make it opening for breastfeeding. On the right hand side, in another kind, they use a zip. They use a zip to opening the clothes for the breastfeeding. However, this kind of cloth is might not available for the baby. Maybe a zip might make a injure for the baby cheek or baby facing, but how we develop a new one for the breastfeeding garment like this. The next one, please. Yes, I would like to introduce you for this website we call lens.org. Lens.org. This website is for free to see about the patent. Do you understand about the patent? When we register the new products of us to in the general in the United States, in the Europe, or in any country, the lens will be pick up that patents and make it together. So if we want to know what kinds of the breastfeeding garment in another country, what they do or what they make it. Let's see, please, next slide. We just only put the breastfeeding garment in the keyword searching. They will show you quite 560 record for the patent here. The first one, nursing garment with magnetic opening and closure. What is this? What is the nursing garment with the magnetic opening? You can click inside. So sorry that my PowerPoint is not work, but in the through one or in my PowerPoint, I link to this website. Next slide, please. So I pick up some patent related with the nursing magnetic. If you see, this is like a cloth in the in front, and this one is a cloth for in the back. However, if they dealing on using for breastfeeding for the children, they put the magnetic in the shoulder, both sides in number 5. In number 5, they are magnetic both. Here is as well. It's like a to use together, number 4 and number 5. If just only take it on, they will switch together with 4 and 5 with the magnetic. And if you want to breastfeeding, just only take it down. You can breastfeeding exactly. However, if in your turn, if you are a midwifery and you see the pattern like this, how you think about if you want to do a new cloth or a new garment for the breastfeeding, how to use? In my idea, if you do like this, it's like expose both sides of the breastfeeding. If I make it divided in, if you see in the first, what do you say? I will show you. In the first slide, in the first picture, and I make a, no, in this slide, yes. In the first picture here, I put the dot line here, the blue one. If we separate breast, I mean that left side or right side, you can open only one side, not explode for both. Understand? If you use the same previous pattern, that is when you open both sides. The baby just only sucking one breast and another breast exposed. So we separate both sides and left or right. If you want to breastfeeding on the right side, close the left. And if you want to breastfeeding on the left, close the right. Something that is a new one that I think we can develop from this pattern. Next slide, please. Yes, we can find another breastfeeding cover or breastfeeding position or something related breastfeeding. They have many patent records, and now they show 4,900 around that. If you pick up one, such as breastfeeding breast support role and method. What is this? Just only name, we didn't know. What is this? But let's see together what is the breastfeeding breast support role. Next slide, please. Next slide. Yes, this is a figure 6, figure 7, and figure 8. They show some problems in the breastfeeding. If in the figure 6, this woman has a big breast, and when you give the breastfeeding, you have facing some problem because the nipple will be dropped down and quite difficult to give the proper positions for the baby. So you should take it up, take the breast, which is quite heavy, take it up, very difficult. So the new innovator try to develop a new things, and they found that a little close when you take it in row and put upside the breast like this in number 10, here, it's make the nipple changes the position from the down to be turn up here to be like this in number 7, or if you changes a row to be upside, let's see, the nipple, like a nipple position will be changes from number 6 and number 8. A picture will show you like this. So if you want to create a new things and you didn't have an idea what things that I want to do next, just only pick up the keyword. Just only pick up the keyword and put into the lens.org. This website is very, very beneficial for all of us, and find to, let's see how many like a patent in there, and think about if we want to modify it, or if we want to change it, how we can. Look like you try to do a new fried rice, changes of right color, or changes some pork to be claps, pork to be chimps, or pork to be another things. You can got a new dishes. That is my idea to tell you how to give the innovation concept and develop a new things for nursing and midwifery. Okay, next slide is my last slide. If you have any questions, please join and share the experience with us.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Pianot. It's very amazing presentation. Thank you. And now let's get for the question and answer session. For the participant, you can write down in the chat room or in the pigeonhole. There are some questions.
If you have some questions, don't hesitate to ask or want to let me to share in something, please. If you never mind, I will show you a true one for the lens slide. I'm not sure that it's work or not, but I will try. This is a, if you see my lens.org here, do you see my point, my slide? Do you got it? I will show you here. This is a lens.org, and this is the first nursing garment with magnetic opening, closure, or technology for monitor breastfeeding, technology for monitor many patent. But in my example, I choose this one. Okay, let's see nursing and garment with the magnetic opening and closure. You let's see many pictures we show here. Do you hear my slide or my background? Let's see me.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, right. And I change this to be. This is a breastfeeding garment that I would like to show you. They show in many ways like this. Yes, this one. And it's put up like a full body and put the magnetic in number 16. And this is a front and back. And this is the one that I show you. And number 4 here is like a magnet used with the number 5. This is a document for the patent that they expose or review what they think about that. That is the patent search. Many things you can use it. 400 and 500. Yes, many types. Breastfeeding garment or many type here. You can got the innovations as well here. I found some question. I ask here. Good morning. Please allow me to convey that.
Okay.
Yeah.
For question.
Yes.
The first from Sinta. How to deal with a situation where there are still discriminatory and bullying gaps between health worker and other harmful stigmas. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Dr. Pianot.
Yes. How we as a midwife can increase our creativity and apply innovation, but that is a rejection by socio-cultural community, how to convince them. First of all, I'm not sure that the new ones or new product is get along with the culture or not, but I think the innovations might get along with your culture. In every country have their own culture, because I think in your country has a lot of Muslim who close the faces or some things, and then if you want to breastfeeding, how to expose, because the garment that I show you is like a quite exposed. So I think in your idea, if the culture is not accepted, okay, changes to be the like a routine use or adaptations with a new idea with the in the own culture. It might be the answer, because if you use in another kind of the country with can be export, it might not acceptable for your country, I think. I'm not sure my answer can give you more clearly or not, but many countries has their own culture. We should develop the innovations for your own. That is.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Pianon, for the answer. And there is one question from the participant. Let me to read for you, Dr. Pianot. How to socialize the innovation project in maternal and child service to community? That's all this.
Yes. I think if you want to develop some innovation to the community, you just try it first. Maybe make a sample, make a trial for 10, 20 persons first. If 10% or 20% can accept, you can deliver to all your community. That is might be good. If you just in the first round send to the community, maybe the community can be reject your innovation. So try it first for 10, 20. If it's can acceptable, okay, provide it in the extension, I think.
Thank you, Dr. Piana, for this answer.
For the committee, the second question from the
Yes.
pigeonhole? Not yet?
Yes.
Okay, Dr. Piana?
Yes.
I think it's long enough, and maybe you want to share your closing statement?
Thank you. However, innovation might be difficult for your idea, but I would like to say you that how the innovation concept, it can be create, it can be development. If you think it's more frequently, you might feel natural and natural. Oh, okay, this one can be developed like this. Oh, this one can be changed just like this. Do it regularly. It will be inside your. So nurse and midwifery should have like a soft skill of the innovation. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Give applause to Dr. Piana. It's about the innovation concept depend for the culture and the habit of this country, Doctor.
Yes.
Okay, it's very amazing presentation, and we hope we can meet again in another session. Dr. Piana, thank you very much for Associate Professor Piano Suto, PhD RN. Okay, because the session is over, it's time for me to say goodbye and thank you very much for your kind attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Associate Professor Piana Suto, PhD RN, as speakers. And thank you so much, Mrs. Hanifa Andi Setiana Putri SST MKes and Mrs. Septalia Isharyati MPH as moderator and co-moderator. Next, we will hand the certificate for the speakers. Okay, here's the certificate for Associate Professor Piano Suto, PhD RN, and thank you very much.
Thank you as well. See you. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ
Please give round applause.
I will leave now. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Doctor. And now we begin the third session. In this session, we would like to welcome the speakers, Mrs. Umaro SKM STR Cup and Mrs. Ferry Anita Wijayanti SKP BD Emit as the speakers for this session. Good morning, Mrs. Umaro. Are you here?
Good morning. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, and Mrs. Ferry, have you joined us? Hello, Mrs. Ferry. Okay, Mrs. Umaro, it is such an honor to have you here in this seminar. How are you today?
Fine.
Okay, this session will lead by Mrs. Dewi Andang Prastika, SSIT MKes as moderator, and Mrs. Hanifa Andi Setiana Putri, SST MKes as co-moderator. To Mrs. Andang and Mrs. Hanifa, time is yours.
Thank you, Mrs. MC. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's an honor for us to be moderators of this session. My name is Dewi Andang Prastika and my friend Ms. Hanifa Andesiana Putri We will lead the session with presentation from Mrs. Omara, SKM, SPR Cup MKAS, and Mrs. Ferry Anita Vijayanti, SKP PDM in a panel presentation. In this session, we will have 2 speakers, and each speaker will be presenting the material in 25 minutes. Then will be followed by a question and answer session in 10 minutes for 2 speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to listen to first speaker, Mrs. Omaro, that will talk about optimizing local wisdom in increasing breastfeeding in the digital era. But before we begin our presentation, allow me to introduce our first speaker first. Mrs. Omaro. Mrs. Omaro was born on Jepara on 14 Maret 1969. Now she is a head of Diplomatry Midwifery Program, Health Polytechnic of Ministry of Health Semarang. And for the educational qualification of Mrs. Omaro, now she is listed as a student in doctoral program in Diponegoro University. Ladies and gentlemen, now please welcome and join with us Mrs. Omaro, SKM MTES. Mrs. Omara, are you ready to start our presentation today?
Yeah, ready. Thank you.
Okay, will you share screen your own presentation or want the committee to share your presentation, Ms. Omaro?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Omaro. We have 25 minutes to deliver our presentation. Then now the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Hanifa and Mrs. Andang. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear Director of Health Polytechnic Ministry of Health Semarang and Health of Midwifery Department, Ibu Sri Rahayu, and all participants, happiness. Thank you for your time. Optimizing local wisdom in increasing breastfeeding in the digital area. WHO, breastfeeding is one of the most effective ways to ensure child health and survival. However, nearly 2 out of 3 infants are not exclusive breastfed for the recommended WHO 6-month rate that has not improved in 2 decades. This is some mother with breastfeeding. WHO and UNICEF recommend the early initiation of breastfeeding with 1 hour of birth, and 2 exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months of life, and introduction of nutritionally adequate and safe complementary solid food at 6 months together with continued breastfeeding up to 2 years of age or higher. And then exclusive breastfeeding for the first month of life. The meaning is other food or liquid are provided, including water. Infant should be breastfed on demand, that it is as often as the child wants, day and night, everything, anytime, just breastfeed. Whenever the baby born, yeah. And this no bottle, teats, or patisphere should be used. Recital, the effectiveness of oxytocin message combined moringa tea with show meal on breast milk production in postpartum mother from these 2 groups. They both increases body weight with the average difference leaf tea at week 1st until week 4 was baby weight 2,156.7.54 gram, and then group of soy milk at between week 1st until week 4, 1,098.75 gram. The result indicate the moringa leaf tea is more effective than soy milk. And conclusion, based on the result of the research that has been obtained, the oxytocin message group with the combination of moringa leaf tea was more effective in increasing milk production compared the other group, the oxytocin message with combination of soy milk. Based on a survey of 345 stunting toddlers, this one, 31% are not exclusive breastfeeding. And then 69% exclusive breastfeeding. And then 3, we found the data 75.9% unbalancing nutrition after 6 months. And then you can see the graph. This is in pink book, mother and baby. And you can see after 6 months, is after exclusive breastfeeding, the baby start loss body weight. And then you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is star loss data body weight the child. And then next until 23, the body weight child loss up down, And then one sample to toddler stunting. And then local wisdom in Indonesia, the one moringa tree or moringa leaf, you must ready tool and material, the moringa leaf tea bag, and then we make it leaf tea moringa, the weight 5 gram, and then must ready 200 milk boiling water starfeed. Starfeed is glass blimbing. Yes, glass blimbing. And then sugar to tester. And how to make put one of moringa leaf tea bag and then into 200 milk of boiling water. Add sugar to taste, and according to tester, less than 3 minutes until it gets the right color and aroma. Stir gentle, and when remove the moringa leaf tea bag with a spoon. Yes, tea is ready to be served. And then this is a picture plant moringa. This is a leaf moringa. I think you saw, very easy to find moringa leaf. This is moringa tea in bag, the weight in 5 gram. 5 gram. Next, second ini to make tea, the moringa leaf impact, you must waiting 3 minutes and then change the color to brown. Yeah. Yes. We have 2 classes tea moringa tea. The different is this is moringa tea in bag 5 gram, and then this is moringa tea no in bag. We make in powder moringa tea, different color. Yeah. This is two both two glass the same 5 gram. And then 2 catoclif contain polyphenyl steroid that's working the prolactin reflex. Simulate the alveoli to product breast milk and simulate the hormone oxytocin. This is can to increase milk production. This is a picture leaf katuk. Yeah. And then 3 long pin leaf. Long pin leaf contain 100 gram and then 34 calorie of energy and then 4.1 gram of protein, 5.8 gram of carbohydrate, and then 0.4 gram of fat, and then 134 gram of calcium. And then phosphor is 145 grams and 6 gram of iron. And then 524 unit international vitamin A, and then 29 gram vitamin C. This is this substance is very important in increasing milk production. And in local wisdom in digital area in Indonesia, it is very easy to get various kind of vegetables that can increase breast milk production. For example, papaya leaf, carrot, kale, and many more. And then all of easy and cheap. And I think not they we all can, yeah. All of can be ordered online. Yeah, maybe because it's very easy to find the leaf vegetables in increasing milk production. This is a leaf papaya, and then this is leaf kale and carrot. I think we need to do research on local wisdom in Indonesia. We have, we all know the Indonesia has local wisdom and many more kind of vegetables and very easy to find it in Indonesia. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Omara, for the interesting presentation that inform us the local wisdom such as moringa leaf, katuk leaf, papaya leaf, carrot, or kale leaf that we can consume it as a tea or as a vegetable to increase the production of breast milk. Now we will continue to the next speaker, to Mrs. Ferry Anita Wijayanti as ke PDM Mid. So for Mrs. Hanifa, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Andang. Good morning, Mrs. Ferry Anita Wijayanti. Good morning, Mrs. Ferry.
Okay, Thank you very much. Sorry, technical problem.
Okay. The second speaker is Mrs. Ferry Anita Wijayanti, SKBD Emit. I would like to read your CV before your presentation.
Okay.
Okay, Mrs. Ferry Anita Wijayanti, the current address in Jalan Jati, Sumatera Barat, and then the education qualification of Mrs. Ferry. She is Master of Midwifery in Flinders University, Adelaide, South Australia, and the Bachelor of Midwifery Profession from Erlangga University, the Bachelor of Midwife from Erlangga University, and Graduate Diploma of Midwifery in Health Polytechnic Department of Health, Semarang, Indonesia. Mrs. Ferry has a lot of publication of result of her study, and she is joined a lot of conference and training and experience. Okay, Mrs. Ferry, welcome to present your presentation, which the title is Alumna Strategy in Entering the Global Market. And this session will take time for about 25 minutes for presentation and 10 minutes for question and answer session for both of the speaker. Are you ready, Mrs. Ferry?
Yeah.
Okay, time is yours.
Let me share my screen. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
How are you everyone? Sebelumnya saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada Bapak Ibu semua yang terhormat, Kepala Direktur Poltekkes Kemenkes Semarang, yang terhormat Ketua Departemen Kebidanan Poltekkes Kemenkes Semarang, juga yang terhormat Ketua Prodi D4 Kebidanan, D3 Kebidanan Poltekkes Kemenkes Semarang, dan salam takdim Ibu, Bapak. Saya kangen Poltekkes Semarang ini. Seperti itu. Oke. Okay, let me switch to the English. Yeah. Okay, let me introduce myself. As you said before, I'm Ferry Anita Wijayanti. I'm also a lecturer at the Bachelor of Midwifery program, Faculty of Medicine, Andalas University, and I'm also an international young midwife leader 2021 to 2023, a program by the International Confederation of Midwives. I was also alumni of Diploma of Midwifery, Ministry of, I'm not administrative, yeah, Department of Health, yeah. I think I was graduated in 2009 and was also awardee of Australia Award Scholarship in 2014. Okay. Back to the development of the quality concept through 5 generations of quality, we know that now approaching the quality of 5, about the societal satisfaction. Back to the steps, for the first step, we concern about the individual, how do it by yourself, and the next phase is how to specialize for each individual, and also the third place, how the human can manage specification and do mass production and also interchangeability. And previously, in 1945 till today, the quality is focused on the total quality management, also customer satisfactions. And now we reach in the 5th step, the quality 5, societal satisfaction. Okay, this is about the current global midwifery workshop here, and based on the report of the state of the world midwifery in 2021, we know that midwives are divided into the region. For example, for WH region, Southeast Asia region is the highest for the density for midwives per 10,000 population. You know that if we excluded Indonesia, it means that the density is only 4.5. So the Indonesia has contributed the major about 55.8% for the density. It's quite a lot for the number of midwives, for the density. And also, we know about the current situation midwives in Indonesia from 2011 to 2021, and we focus on the 2 years in 2020 and 2021. There is an increase about 15.84% compared to the 2020. So it means that we have an increase in the number of midwives in Indonesia. And where do we start? It's about how we can prepare ourselves to compete in the global situation, even the national and also the global. And you, me, and everyone has their own target, which is different, and it takes the long time. Even we can see in years or in months or in years. And also, I have prepared for myself until what I'm standing now. It takes years, not only just 1 year or 2 years, but it took years. And what need to start that knowing yourself, how we can understand who we are, who I am. It all starts with question. For the first question, what am I passionate about? Jadi passion apa sih saya gitu ya? Motivasi apa sih? Motivasi apa gitu untuk mencapai target saya? And what are my short-term goals? Jadi jangka pendek goals kita apa gitu, and long-term goals jangka panjang kita apa gitu. And what are my strengths, my weaknesses that support my goals and maybe hinder my goals? And who are my support people? So who will support my goals? And also, what activities am I interested in or I'm willing to try? And what is my proudest accomplishment and my biggest failure? And you can think about this question when we are in the quiet situation, and you can think and write down and make a list to ensure this is what you have to do in your future, and you can create the life that you truly want. Then it is about to set the goals, how the goals can be more specific, more measurable, more attainable, and relevant, and also there's time bound. It will be useful for you when you can get the specific goals and in your life. I want to talk more about this, but I think the time is so limited here. And then what I need to suggest that how to broaden your perspective, because if we just stay in the comfort zone, it means that we need to expand our perspective to be out of the box, something like that. What can we do? For the first, we can take some courses, some trainings and workshops. It can broaden your perspective, and it depends on what is your targets and your needs. For example, you have a lack of communication skills and you want to speak confidently in front of the audience. Yeah, you need a public speaking training. You can go there and look for the public speaking training. If you feel you lack of research method, you can take training about the research method or writing manuscript, or even you want to have specific in midwifery, you can take the courses about the midwifery like mom or baby spa that you may have, or another course that you are interested. And secondly, how about the join the clubs, organization, and volunteering? Why I suggest this? Because it will enrich your organization skills, including negotiation skills, leadership skills, and also advocacy, something that you cannot have when you only attend the class. Is by interacting with the people and join in the community, it will enrich and for your knowledge and also experience. And I have felt before, because when I was a student like you, at the diploma of midwifery started that point. I have joined himpunan mahasiswa in Poltekkes Depkes Semarang. At that time, we used Poltekkes Depkes until I was a master of midwifery students at the Adelaide at the Flinders University. I also joined clubs and also organization with perhimpunan Pelajar Indonesia Australia in Flinders University, and even in the South Australia branch, because it will firstly we can build network, and also we can enrich our soft skills. And the third is about the learn new language. Why? Because if you want to be more involved in the global international environments, one thing we need to equip is language. We have to make sure that language is not a barrier to you to grow and to go and to be more involved in international environment. So it means that started from now, when you are student, take some courses if you feel you have lack of the language, and you can take the course, and speaking, listening, or etc. It depends on your needs. And when you experience, when you have the ability to speak in front of the people, and also you have mastering the English as a global language, universal language, so you can be more easily to engage with your friends in other countries. Like now I'm currently working on the Girls Globe Learning Platform. It means it is a platform who equip activists, advocates, and social entrepreneurs with the tools to make the lasting change in the world. This is the platform that I can learn how to advocate people, how to like storytelling, how to deliver storytelling to support my advocation. And also I'm working on the mentoring workshop held by International Confederation of Midwives. And this is one of my workshop that I was really interested to join. It was a more storytelling workshop which was held in Nairobi, Kenya in 17 to 19 September 2022. It is a workshop about how we can craft our true personal storytelling, which is the storytelling usually only 5 to 10 minutes, and most stories are true. So the story we are presents is about the truth, what we felt, what we experienced, as remembered by us. And I was taught how to connect with audience with the heart. And based on this picture, and the workshop was funded by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So I have to apply for the workshop, and there was selection from many countries, and they selected 11 people from Kenya, Uganda, Zambia, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Ethiopia, and Somalia. And we have Asia region, which the representative is from Indonesia, I, and also my friend from Nepal. And this is the producers, and we are taught by experienced instructor from the MOVE Global. If you cannot attend in-person trainings, workshop, or something else, you can take the online courses that you want. For example, if you want to know more about ICM, you can learn from the ICM website e-learning module, which is free. You can access it. It is about the ICM vision, mission, and some advocacy tools, and you can learn from them. And maybe you want to learn about something that you are interested in, some particular areas. You can access FutureLearn, EDX, TED, or Coursera, and some courses are free. You can access some of them. And also, if you want to study overseas, you want to equip yourself by IELTS, I also recommend the IELTS online test where this website I used before last year to as one my tool to study IELTS, because like the several skills like listening and reading are free that we can access, and a lot of IELTS tests you can access them. But for the speaking writing is not free. And also this is about stay informed and grab the opportunities. If you want to be more involved in globally, for the first thing you do is read the global sources. Why? Because we can update the current situation and policy about the guidelines. It will help us to open to engage the conversation with other midwives maybe, and you can like discuss about this issue, bring them together, and you can discuss and give them feedback, and also can have a nice conversation. And also the most important thing, and use the social media to update current situation globally. That's why I did so when you wanna attend some workshops, maybe you can follow the social media like I follow ICM website, ICM Facebook, ICM Instagram, and also WHO, and then some NGOs like UNFPA, UNESCO. Even I follow UNESCO because they will update current situation globally, so we can learn from them. And also when you open the social media, particularly for ICM Facebook, you can have more information about the conference, international conference. Like I got the information about the mold workshop from the website of ICM. So it means that you can use your social media in a positive way to know about the vacancy, about the workshop, about the conference. So you will get updated every day. And the next step is identify for the need of the proposed target. So when you have targets in your life, for example, you want to attend a conference, it means that you have to look for information about the conference which are available in your timeline. And then you can look for, and if you find one, for example, I want to enrich my ability to speak in front of the people, to get the storytelling. So I look for information about the storytelling courses, which is maybe online or in person. And then if you can apply for scholarship maybe or funding to get them, you can attend the workshop free with the scholarship. So it means that you have to update by yourself, not only just you are depend on the people. Oh, and then you can proactively searching information about what you want. And the last thing, the next step is think critically. This is the most important thing, because when you want to apply some funding, it means that you have to compete nationally or locally or even globally. So it means you need to identify the need of your proposed target and think critically what the committee or the funder want, so that they can choose you as the best candidate for them to fund you for the attending the workshop or about the training or extra or even scholarships, and then grab the opportunities. When you can find any information about something, and then you can grab, if you are meet the requirements, just grab it. About the result, don't think about that. And this is about the importance of building networking, because by make friends or connect virtually with different people in different parts of the world, it means that you can use this opportunity to build your networking. For example, here, when I attend a conference in Denmark, I meet several key persons in midwifery. For example, I meet the Anh De Jong, one of researcher in birth from Netherlands. And also I met researcher from India, Cafe Maria. Also I meet Gita Lal, the global midwifery program at the UNFPA. We talk a lot about some particular issue in Indonesia. And also I meet the Franka Kede, the ICM president. And it's about the plan your future. This is 1-2 life grand maps of my friends. For the left side, it's about the how can you make after setting your goal, you make per year what you want to do, what you want to accomplish in that year. And the right side is about how to make them in 5 years, and the next 5 years, and the next 5 years.
I'm so sorry, Mrs. Ferry.
Yep.
I have to remind you your time is 5 minutes left.
Oh, yep. Thank you. Thank you. And how about the become leader? And everyone is a leader. So strong leadership at every level, from individuals to midwife association to ICM to government. So the ICM wants educate the young midwives, so they launched the program, Young Midwife Leader Program, which I was also involved in this program. And the program is also about how to build young midwives' knowledge and confidence in leadership and advocacy, and strengthen midwife associate globally, and build the community, and how we are educated to advocate and to be a leader in midwifery position, and also empower us to address some biggest global challenge in Indonesia. And also, we have 2 years. This Young Midwife Leader Program has 2 years program. It means that for the year 1 and this year we are involved, and we have several activities. We have a fortnight meeting, firstly about the mentorship program. So we need to look for a mentor that we have to do this program, and it's about more than 3 months, if I'm not mistaken. And also we have e-learning program. So we have access several programs that are provided for us as a young midwife leader. So a young midwife leader, we have consists of many countries, so we can more involved with people from our midwives, or even, based on my picture here, he is a midwife from Burundi. So for young midwife leader this year, we have 2 male midwives from Zambia and Burundi. And we have, so this year we have a ICM e-learning program from the ICM website. It's several materials that we can access in this e-learning program. We also have LinkedIn learning and storytelling and advocacy training by Girls Group. It's very beneficial for me to equip myself to be more prepared in the future as a leader and advocate. And we have solo and project groups here, and this is several projects, solo project for myself. You can access from the website. It's about the advocacy for midwife profession, about the how reorientate midwives back until perinatal mental health literacy program. This is one of my program about mental health literacy program for midwives, and building knowledge in breastfeeding support, accelerate midwifery care by one-stop service, and extra. We have a lot. And for this year, we have 15 young midwives and 5 executive midwife leaders. We are here educated how to learn and demonstrate collaborative communication and negotiation skills. and also teamwork. This is what I have done for conference and seminar that are facilitated by the program, also funded by Johnson & Johnson and also ICM. So September 12 to 14, we went to the Denmark for International Normal Labor and Birth Research Conference. And we met a lot of researchers and also ICM committee, and very memorable. And this is one of our activities during the conference, because ICM is committed to ensuring us to have opportunities to meet and observe midwifery leaders on the global stage, and to observe midwife from around the world presenting the research, debates, and discussion, meet other funders and partners involved in sexual, maternal, newborn, adolescents, and reproductive health. And for year 2, that's gonna be next year, we will be educated about leadership development, but inspire leadership specialization course, leadership webinars, and also community practice. So hopefully in the next YMM program, more Indonesian representative will be selected for this program, because it's very helpful and equip us to be a midwifery leader in the future. Maybe next year you can attend for the ICM Trilineal Congress in Bali, because you will meet a lot of people that you can build network and increase and enhance your knowledge and also experience meeting with these people. Okay, thank you. Is it enough or masih ada waktu?
I'm sorry, I missed out.
Okay, can I share for video? I think I forgot about how to share the video. For only 1 minute.
Okay.
That's fine.
No problem.
Thank you. Can you listen the voice?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Or I will share it in YouTube, maybe. Sharing with is it sharing option? Or can you help me to share the committee? I have
Yes,
sent it to
Okay,
to
you can
one of
send the
your friends.
video in the chat room.
Yeah, sure. Wait, hang on.
Okay, we are.
Hang on.
Can't you see I've been grinding to the top? Anywhere me go, see my blessings, see the show. Can't you see I've been grinding to the top? Enemies them try, but they not stop my shine. Yeah, Oluwa show me love and care. Say my picking, see your mommy making all the fear. No matter what thing then they try, then go always way, cause your blessings show for me. Oluwa don't. Oh yeah, me kuye Oluwa for me blessings you. Oh yeah, me push on for Oluwa for his mercy. Oh yeah, me kuye Oluwa for me blessings you. Oh yeah, me push on for Oluwa for his mercy. Wo masagbe mi wo gugbo te ma te dosan to wole o. Oríṣẹ́ mo dọ́pẹ́ o. Láyé tó ṣe gbẹ́ mi o. Olùgbé mo dọ́pẹ́ o. Láyé tó ṣe gbẹ́ mi o. Enemies they try to stop my shine. Oluwa me, you got me.
Okay, thank you very much for the committee.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Ferry. It's amazing experience that you share to us. I think you will invite us to Let's Dance Together.
Yeah, sure. Next year in Bali, we will dance together with all midwives around the world. It's very exciting.
Thank you. Okay, now is time to question and answer session. And we have some question from the whole, from Pigeonhole. Mrs. Andang, you can read the question, please.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Hanifa. There is 4 questions in our pigeonhole. I think it's equal enough. There is 2 questions for Mrs. Omarah and 2 questions of Mrs. Ferry. Now I will read the question for Mrs. Omarah first. Okay, Mrs. Omarah, I will read the question for you. The first question is, in addition to the benefits of moringa leaf, which are good for health and breastfeeding, are there any contraindication for health? Would you answer the question, or I will read the second one, Mrs. Omarah?
Okay, thank you. Your answer. In my research, moringa tea, not yet to find contraindication, and then all mother can drink moringa leaf tea. Maybe because moringa leaf moringa leaf is people in Indonesia, maybe, I think.
Okay.
No
That enough, Mrs. Omarah?
contraindication, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello?
Okay, thank you for the answer, Mrs. Omarah. So the moringa leaf is not found the contraindication yet, and Mrs. Omarah said that moringa leaf is safety enough to consume by mother in a lactation era. Something like this, Mrs. Omarah? Yes. Okay, then we will go to the next question for Mrs. Omarah. The question is, how do we, as a younger generation who really like something herbal, to want or to have some desire to consume the local wisdom, Mrs. Omarah?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe moringa leaf is it in Indonesia. No herbal. I think is very habit. Yeah, habit. Some people in Indonesia happy to eat moringa. Just no, maybe I think no something herbal maybe. Yeah, and then no contraindication and to consume it the people in Indonesia. Yeah, very safe, maybe safe to eat for people in Indonesia because people in Indonesia happy to eat moringa leaf. I think so.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Omarah, for the answer. So we can conclude for the Mrs. Omarah answer that moringa, papaya leaf, katuk leaf is not an herbal. It's unhabitually to consume as a vegetable or as a tea, and it's a safety enough to be consumed. And then we are going to the next question for Mrs. Ferry to Mrs. Hanifa. The time is here.
Okay, thank you. For Mrs. Ferry, there are 2 questions. The first, good morning. The biggest challenge for students to go international is language. Are there any tips for developing language skill, Mrs. Ferry?
Okay, thank you very much. It is very good question. But before it, I would like to say hello. Hello, Bu Amara. Sudah lama tidak bertemu, Ibu.
Yeah.
Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you in Zoom. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we can meet in person someday.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe I hope.
Yes, hopefully, Ibu.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ibu. Bu Umara is one of my lecturers, so back to 2009, ya Bu Umara. 2006.
Oh.
Wow, it's a very long time ago.
Yeah, I miss you to meet.
I miss you too, Bu. Okay, let me answer the question. This is about the language. Yeah, so this is like a long process. So when I was at your age, when I was also students at that time, I was at the bachelor level. So when I set the goals the yearly in 2009, I want to study master degree overseas because I was inspired by lecturers in Poltekkes Depke Semarang. There are a lot of lecturers, Putriana, Bumarni, and many people from graduated from the Australian Catholic University and etc. And I felt, oh, I was so envy like them because they graduated from the famous university and study overseas. So that time I set my goals. I want to study overseas. And what I need to do? Firstly, I would like to upgrade my CV. I took some courses, and also for the language. I also like you. I couldn't speak English very well, and for the first time, I took several English lessons at the Universitas Erlangga, and then after graduated from the bachelor level, I went to Pare, Kampung Pare, for 3 months at that time. And 3 months, I equipped myself for the speaking and also TOEFL preparation. And then after that, I also learn English by myself. I listen to music and also watch the movies without subtitles. So it will help you in your listening skills. And also you can listen TED Talk if you want in the YouTube. It also increase your listening skills. And you are speaking, you can learn, you can invite your friends that you have same visions. Maybe you have a friends that want to study overseas. You can invite them to have several classes, speaking classes, or etc. It is a lot of I think a lot of ways that you can use to increase your to increase and develop your language skills. So it means that it needs a commitment. It means persistent in your life because language is not ours. English is not second language, so that it's quite struggling. But if you have a big motivation and you wanna set your goals in that way, so it's better for you to equip yourself to be more better to develop your language skills. So you must be persistent and consistent. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Ferry, for the answer. No practice, no perfect, yeah, Mrs. Ferry.
Absolutely.
Okay, and the second question, how can we as students be consistent in developing our abilities in a field, but we are not confident enough in our ability?
Okay, thank you very much. It's very good question. It is the thing that I said last time. So we have to identify ourselves, know ourselves, what we are lacking, and how to overcome the weaknesses. When we are not confident enough in the language, we can take some lesson. We can self-learning in language. If we have not confident in particular issues, we have to work hard and work smart to overcome that issue. So it means that if we have our goals, set your goals. If you have time bound and you need to spare more time to develop our abilities or lacking abilities in that way. For example, for the IELTS test last year when I took, I was lack of in writing, so I need to spare my time to write 1 hour in one day, so I can get the better result after the consistent activities. It means that we are studying now, you are studying now, but you need to spare sometimes to identify and to develop your abilities. To spare your time to do activities that you feel like about those particular skills. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. It's good answer from Mrs. Ferry. But I think the conclusion is we must start to change, to become an extraordinary midwife. Is this right, Mrs. Ferry?
Yep.
Okay, I think it's enough, Mrs. Anda.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Hanifa. Thank you, Mrs. Omaro and Mrs. Ferry for the great answer. And ladies and gentlemen, now we finally come to the end of this session. I would like to thanks to the speakers for informative and interesting presentation. And we hope we can see you again in the others of agendas. And to the participants for active participation, and we are apologies if we have many mistakes for us as a moderator during the session. Thank you for your attention, and I give the time back to Ms. Ataya and Ms. Nabila as a master of ceremony. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much. SKM STR Cup MKes and Mrs. Ferry Anita Wijayanti as Cup BDM MIT as the speakers. And we also thank you so much to Mrs. Dewi Andang Prastika SSIT MKes and Mrs. Hanifa Andi Setiana Putri SST MKes as moderator and co-moderators. Next, we will hand the certificate for the speakers. Here is the certificate for Mrs. Umaroh SKM STR Cup MKes.
Thank you, your certificate.
You're welcome. And next, here is the certificate for Mrs. Ferry Anita Wijayanti as Cup BD MIT. Thank you very much for the speakers.
Okay.
Please give a round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you for the excellent speakers who have shared their expertise in this seminar, and for the moderators who guided us in the first, second, and the third session of this seminar. Karika. Miss MC. Miss Verita. The attendance. Sekarang. Sekarang habis azan. Tunggu azan enggak? We would like to remind the participant to fill the attendance as the requirement for e-certificate. Kamu aja ngomong yang terakhir. The attendance. Enggak dengar soalnya. We will to remind the participants to fill the attendance at the column chat.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, coming up to the next agenda, that is Midwifery International Competition certificate submissions, which is included in the series of this international seminar, with the theme Becoming a Quality Generation in the 5.0 Era. The third place is given to Seviana Indriani.
And the second place is given to Lailatul Azizah. Here's the certificate for the second winner.
The first place is given to Valen Ayu Kurnia. Here is the certificate for Valen Ayu Kurnia.
And the favorite champion is given to Nur Yuliana Octaviani. Here's the certificate for Nur Yuliana Octaviani. Congratulations to all the winners.
Okay, we remind the participant to fill the evaluation link and the list of attendance as a requirement of e-certificate. Excellencies, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, we now come to the end of this international seminar. On behalf of the host and the committee, we'd like to send once again our deepest appreciation to all of you for your supports and participants.
Don't forget to submit your presence proof in the order to get your certificate. The committee will send the certificate to the participants' email. Once again, thank you and have a nice day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.